Hello, everybody. I'm Simon Preston, and welcome to JFF News. Thank you all so much for tuning in to another episode in this series. It is much appreciated. So, we kindly ask for you to hit the like, share, and subscribe button, and also purchase a membership right here on JFF Live so that you can get exclusive content as well. And when we have home matches, you are also part of the many perks that lie ahead right here. Okay, so that will be greatly appreciated. So, let's get to the news, shall we? As on Wednesday, we received confirmation and an announcement that our senior rugby girls will face England in a friendly match on June 29 at the King Power Stadium in Leicester. Now, where Leicester is located, it's located in the Midlands of England, specifically the East Midlands. And of course, as you know, outside of London, Jamaica has the massive community within the Midlands of England, whether it might be Birmingham, whether it might be Wolves, whether it might be Nottingham, whether it might be Leicester. There is a massive Jamaican community, and it is a great opportunity as our reggae girls continue their preparations ahead of the World Cup qualifiers, which kicks off in October. Here is a quote as to what Coach Hubert Busby said about this upcoming game. He said, "We look forward to this match against England at the end of June. I know our passionate diaspora in the Midlands and throughout the UK will be excited to support our team in person. This match serves as another crucial test heading into the crucial World Cup qualifiers later this year." So that was Coach Hubert Busby on the upcoming game. And as we know, this game will follow the friendly match against the United States on June 3, which is going to take place in St. Louis, Missouri at Energizer Park in St. Louis, Missouri. Of course, we've seen our senior men's national team play in St. Louis, Missouri in the Gold Cup and also the quarterfinals of the Nations League last year against the United States. And now it will be the women's turn to play in St. Louis, Missouri. So that is what the month of June looks like for the Reggae Girls. To start the month, a match against the United States. And of course, at the end of the month, a match against England as England continues their preparations for the European Championships as they are defending champions of the Euros and also runners-up from the World Cup. Here's what the England manager Serena Weigmann had to say. She said, "I'm really pleased to be able to play a good game to finalize our Euro preparations on English soil. Jamaica will be a difficult test. They're a nation we haven't faced before and a real opportunity for us to keep learning and growing as a team. They're building as a team themselves and have been doing really well, especially at the last World Cup. It will be a special occasion and atmosphere in a great stadium, which you have performed well in the past." So that was Serena Ragman speaking about Jamaica. She said described it as a difficult test. So she's clearly aware of Jamaica's strengths. I know that it will be a good game. So we eagerly look forward to that in particular. And some staying on women's football, some other news we'd like to share for you is that FIFA has confirmed that the 2031 edition of the Women's World Cup will expand from 32 to 48 teams. Yes, that is right. The Women's World Cup in 2031 will expand from 32 to 48 teams. So just like the Men's World Cup, which you'll see an increase to 48 teams in the 2026 World Cup. Similarly, as well in the Women's World Cup for the 2031 edition, the World Cup will expand from 32 to, that's right, 48 teams. We know the 32 team edition of the World Cup, we got to see it in 2019 in Australia and New Zealand. We're going to see it again in 2027 in Brazil. However, for 2031, the World Cup will expand to 48 teams. So we are really looking forward to what lies ahead in terms of the Women's World Cup and expansion. We'll certainly get further confirmation as well in relation to slot allocation because once you have an increase in teams at the World Cup, that means each confederation will also see an increase in slots or places for the World Cup. So with CONCACAF presently having 4 spots for the World Cup and 2 heading to the Intercontinental playoffs, it means that CONCACAF will see an increase from those 4 automatic spots. So we eagerly anticipate further information from the governing body of World Football FIFA when it comes to the expansion of the Women's World Cup and how much slots each confederation will have. So we are looking forward to it and can't wait to see what lies ahead in terms of this increase of the World Cup. So it's great news, and we can't wait to see what the future lies ahead. And finally, this morning, as we know, the Gold Cup will be June 14 to July 6, but let's start to get your knowledge acquainted with the Gold Cup. let's start to give you some information about it so that you can get to know the team better and know what our history has been like within the tournament itself. So, did you know that in Gold Cup history, Jamaica has played 55 matches? Yes, Jamaica has played 55 matches in Gold Cup history, scored 68 goals, and has also recorded 23 wins. Do you know who scored Jamaica's first goal in Gold Cup history? Well, that went to none other than Roderick Reed. Roderick Reed scored against Mexico in the 1991 edition of the Gold Cup against Mexico in the LA Coliseum in California. Jamaica's 10th goal in Gold Cup history was scored by Paul Hall against Guatemala in the 1998 edition of the Gold Cup. And guess where? Also in, that's right, the LA Coliseum. Jamaica's 20th goal in Gold Cup history, it came through Jermaine Hugh. Jermaine Hugh scored against Guatemala in the 2005 edition of the Gold Cup. And where did this take place? Carson, California. That is right. Jamaica's 30th goal in Gold Cup history from Demar Phillips. Yep, Demar Phillips. Who did he score it against? Guatemala in 2011 at the FIU Stadium. Jamaica's 40th goal, a special one. It came in Jamaica's first ever appearance in a Gold Cup final. Darren Mattocks against Mexico in the 2015 edition of the Gold Cup in the final at Lincoln Financial Field in Pennsylvania. Jamaica's 50th goal in Gold Cup history, a very, very special one, and I'll explain why. It came on home soil as Jamaica hosted a match in the Gold Cup, and this was against Honduras. Jamaica won the game 3-2, and it also came from Damian Lowe. That is right. So Jamaica's 50th goal in Gold Cup history coming from Damian Lowe. Jamaica's 60th goal in Gold Cup history coming through Leon Bailey against Trinidad and Tobago at what it was once called City Park Stadium, now it's called Energizer Stadium in St. Louis, Missouri. And Jamaica's last goal in Gold Cup history coming through Amari Bell against Guatemala in Cincinnati, TQL Stadium, Cincinnati, Ohio in 2023. Jamaica's biggest win in Gold Cup history came against St. Kitts and Nevis, a 5-0 victory in 2023. Andre Blake was a Golden Glove winner in 2017, and Jamaica's also won a FIFA Fair Play Award for the Gold Cup, and that was in 2015 as well. So, folks, that is just some information to whet your appetite ahead of the summer that lies ahead. Are you guys ready for the summer? Well, you guys know what lies ahead. World Cup qualifiers, the Gold Cup, the Unity Cup, we're ready. Are you ready? Well, we're certainly looking forward to seeing you. Thank you all so much for tuning in to JFF Live and JFF News. It is greatly appreciated. Don't forget to hit the like, share, and subscribe button.